This TikTok is just for men.
Couples therapist here, but I'm always here to learn new things.
Now listen here, men. If you get a text message from a girl, you've been fighting, it's not in a good mood, and then all of a sudden you get a series of texts. You need to understand that that woman put so much effort into those messages, expressing herself, expressing her emotions. She's literally putting effort in to communicate with you. She's probably pretty angry or pretty distressed. Now, if you ignore those messages, if you disregard those messages, you're going to be in more trouble than you already are if you're in a fight.
However, what this TikToker doesn't realize is that she's describing a form of communication, otherwise known as pursuing. In other words, I'm going to inundate you with a bunch of messages to explain to you why this is important that you're going to communicate with me. And because I'm inundating you with these messages, that you need to respond to me. But the problem is that this is the very thing that drives most guys away. But telling men that they're going to be in more trouble kind of indicates that there's almost like a parental relationship happening, or like a teacher-student relationship. It doesn't indicate that we're equals. And I think that the vast majority of most men who are cognitive processors, and the reason that they withdraw from conflict is because they feel inundated by the energy of the woman's pursuit. It feels aggressive. It feels like they're going to get in trouble. And think about it in a work context. If I have an aggressive boss who is angrily typing or sending me disrespectful emails, is that a place that I want to keep working at? Or am I going to look for a new job?
You know, just make it easier for yourself and read those messages and reply. But yeah, if you don't read it, if you don't acknowledge it, all hell will break loose. You think they're angry now? Imagine if you actually don't read it.
If we want to have healthy communication, first of all, we shouldn't be discussing conflict over text. If you want to make a complaint, and we should be able to make complaints in relationship, you want to give your partner a heads up. Hey, can we sit down tomorrow night? There's some stuff that I've been feeling on my heart that I'm really upset about, and I think we need to talk it through. Is he going to want to talk about it? Probably not, okay? But giving him a heads up gives him some time to process. Can I stay in this conversation? Do I feel safe? But inundated by text, and probably I'm at work, which is probably the least appropriate place for me to be dealing with an upset wife, upset girlfriend, isn't the place to have difficult communication. Part of this is always on the female in that there's time and place is appropriate. And just because you're all consumed with your thoughts and feelings in the moment doesn't mean that that gives you license to blurt them all out through text and then get an immediate answer to it. She does make a point, men, in that we cannot just ice out our women or our partner, regardless of what gender they are. We do have to, at least at some point, face the conversation. But maybe having a discussion beforehand about, hey, if either one of us have a complaint, how do we both want to deal with it? Do we want to be respectful? Do we want to explain why we are upset? Or do we agree that we both could angrily text each other whenever we feel like? If we already have an expectation and a boundary in place, then it makes it so much easier to engage in these difficult conversations. My final advice to you men is that although withdrawing feels safe, it's not healthy for the relationship. Find a time and a place that will work for you to learn how to have those difficult conversations. And if you're struggling, reach out to a local couples therapist. As for the rest of you, please go check out Alea Wannabe. I'm going to take her below. She's got amazing content. And I always love someone who's going to bring some difficult conversation to the table so that we can all learn a little bit more.